Okay, we are recording, so you can start with your happy birthdays. And while you are doing that, I'm going to talk about something super quick that you can implement into your like self development routine if you're looking for something new. And it's something that I have been using, and I think just with like it's a really hard time for a lot of people right now, right? Like a lot of people are having a really hard time, and we are navigating like uncharted territory, and we're probably feeling things that we've never felt before. We're probably having conversations we've never had before. Like it can be difficult on our souls to go through stuff like this. And I noticed that I was experiencing um just a lot of anxiety and a lot of weight on my chest. And I'm a severe empath, so I carry a lot around with me, and I don't always like unpack it and sort through it, if that makes sense. So I found an app on my phone, and some of you guys may know about this, but it has been helping me a lot. And it's something that I'm committing to using every day. And it's called Shine. So I don't know if you guys have heard of it or used it, but it's basically, I'm using it as like a self development app and almost like a therapy app. It's not therapy, but you can go on and choose what you're struggling with. Like they'll ask you, are you struggling with anxiety? Are you struggling with depression? Are you struggling with, it lists off all these different things, and it will suggest to you and give you like a full library, basically like podcasts, or just like people talking for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, different things. There's guided meditations. There's everything on there that can really like just talk you through things, how to ease your anxiety, how to unpack that weight you're carrying, how to deal with stuff. And for me, it's been really nice to have that on my phone to kind of turn to if I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling stressed and I just can't fix it myself, because sometimes we can't. Like we can try sometimes to change our mindset or try to put ourselves in a positive mood, and sometimes it's really difficult and we can't do that. So listening to the different ones on here has been so helpful for me, just to have somebody else tell you what to do, tell you to listen to your breathing, walk you through mindset, walk you through where your focus needs to be and what's important. So I really liked it. Like I said, it's called Shine. I did pay for my part of it, but they do have just like a completely free version of it. So you can search all kinds of things: stress and anxiety, sleep, daily rituals, confidence, productivity, just like anything that you need to listen to, maybe to help. So that's what I have been doing on my phone. And I feel like that's been really helpful, just to have an outlet on my phone to go to when I need to like get off of social media and kind of just like work on my mind or listen to something in the morning. So that has been great. If you want to try that, add something new into your self development routine. But let's see. So we just did birthdays. Why don't we go to make sure you've gotten something up on your story, whatever that may be. I've stated many times on many trainings over the past week, you're allowed to show up on social media right now however you want to, however you feel is appropriate, however you are comfortable. There's not a right or wrong way. So in whatever way you're choosing to show up right now, do that, get something on your story, and then let's go to interacting on Facebook. And as I'm having you guys do this, I'm going to talk to and explain something that I've been really trying to do, because obviously, like I said, it's a very difficult time for a lot of people, and it might feel weird doing IPAs, and you might not know what you're supposed to do or who you're supposed to talk to or like how you're supposed to conduct yourself. And I felt that way in the beginning, but I think a really important thing right now is to offer kindness to people, offer love to people, offer support to people. So I've been working really hard with my interactions just to like give people love and encouragement and send them, positive messages. And just, I don't know, I feel like people need hugs right now. People need that extra love. So I'm just trying to be a source of light on my news feed when I'm interacting with people and talking to people. So if it's something that you don't want to comment on, don't comment on. But if you feel like you can offer light and positivity and just like a virtual hug to somebody, do that. And that's how I'm conducting myself right now. On social media with my engagements, is just making sure I'm giving everybody that extra little dose of kindness and love that they may need right now. So let's do our Facebook timeline. Like I said, I normally tell you just to pick a number. So pick however many people you want to interact with, and then we can go into groups after this. So I'm going to give us just a couple minutes. Okay, and then let's do Facebook stories once you're done with that, and then we can go into groups. So let's just pick a number of stories to interact with, and then we will move on to groups, like I just said. Once you're done with that, you can hop into groups. Like I always say, I use my little groups timeline on my phone. I hope everybody has that now. I know last time I said that not everybody had that and they had to like individually go into groups, but when I click the word groups on like my menu bar on Facebook, it's right there for me. So I'm going to just scroll down that and comment on some posts. Oh no. Sorry, it was a puppy with a tumor that made me really sad. This is the hard part about groups is I get so sad, but interact with some groups, comment back to people, offer support, answer their questions. I think that that's the biggest thing, especially with groups, is I know so many people join groups for like support and help, and then they'll ask questions and like nobody will answer them. So I really try to be the person in a group that is a resource for people, that answers their questions, that responds to stuff that they put. Because I know even just from working on social media for so long, it is, even though it shouldn't matter, it does matter and it hurts. Like if you post something or you share something and it doesn't get interactions or likes or anything. So I try to be that person for people in groups. If like, you know, their post isn't getting a lot of interaction or their question isn't getting answered, I try to just be that resource for them. So I'm going to scroll down and comment probably on like 7 to 10 different posts and groups to help some people out, and then we can go over to Instagram. Okay, let's head on over to Instagram. And I will share that normally before I hop on these or before I do like any rounds of IPAs, I make sure that I answer all my messages. I feel like that helps me to get like a fresh start on the day, not to see as many ads. So I don't think we have control over that, but whenever I see an ad, I click the three little dots and I click hide ad. Does that make all of them disappear? No, but I feel like when I continually do that, I'm like, hey, Facebook, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. It sometimes lessens it rather than if I leave it and like I don't touch the ads, I feel like they like pile up more. So whenever I see an ad on my newsfeed or even Instagram or Facebook newsfeed or on my Instagram stories, like, you know, it'll pop up ads in between you going through people's stories. You can also click hide ad on that. Like, no matter where you are, you can click the three dots and click hide ad. Does it make them all go away? No, but I do feel like that helps to kind of like unclog my feed a little bit. So it's not as many, if that makes sense. So I make sure that I answer all my messages in the morning. I check my message requests on Facebook and Instagram because they like to hide messages there sometimes. Um, and then I also make sure that I go back and I follow anybody that maybe had followed me like the night before or something that I hadn't gone back to, or if I missed any interactions or comments and stuff like that. We do talk about that a lot, that I will leave kind of the remainder of my comments and go back and respond to them the next day so that it brings it back up to the top of my algorithm and my news feed. It helps more people to see them. So that's kind of what I do in the beginning, and then I will go to just interacting on my feed. So like I said, as you go through that, you can click like hide ads and try to filter through like that. Also use this as a time where if you see content that, you know, doesn't make you feel good or that you don't like, or you're like, I don't really know why I'm following that person, I use this time to clean out that also. So let's do our news feed for a couple minutes, pick a number, a post you want to interact with, hide your ads, clean out any of your followers if you need to, and then we will go to stories. Although I am hiding ads, I did just have one that it's National Donut Day at Krispy Kreme, if any of you guys were curious about that. Okay, after you do your newsfeed, let's go to stories. You can interact with them any way you want. Some people scroll to the back to have new guys, very important information. I just thought I would share. Some people like to scroll all the way to the back. Some people like to start at the beginning. You can use this to mute maybe any Thriver stories you see or any stories that you don't want to see. Use it as a time to unfollow. And also something that I will do too, if I feel like my algorithm has been like super low, or like I just feel like I'm not like able to interact with a lot of people, I'll do this one time in the morning. Like now I'll go through and I'll reply to stories and like have those engagements. But sometimes I do just like open my phone and click on stories and let them like run through. Does that actually help with something? I don't know, but I feel like sometimes it does, because it allows like my phone to pull up more stories that I'm not normally seeing. And I do believe that with the algorithm, the more that you use the platform, the more that it helps just algorithm in general and like who you get to see. So that allows me to like see new people's stories. So sometimes I will just like let them filter through, because obviously Instagram isn't pulling up every story from every follower that you have. Like you're not seeing all of them. So I think that helps me to kind of see some new people. So let's do stories for a little minute. Again, just pick a number if that's how you like to do it, and then we will follow some people. Yes, I can touch on this super quick. So I did make a video on the team page and I touched on this in the beginning. You have to show up in the way that you're comfortable showing up right now on social media. And if you don't want to interact with stories like that, or you're not comfortable, or that's not, how you are handling or working through everything that's going on, you absolutely don't have to. There are people that are only sharing about what's going on. There are people that are not talking about it at all. There are people that are doing half and half. So I think it's okay that we're a little bit uncomfortable right now. I think that it's okay that social media is a little bit different right now. We just have to show up in the best way that we know how. So if that's not something you want to interact with, you can swipe past it or scroll past it. That doesn't mean that you aren't praying for people or caring for people, or, doing work on your own for what you believe in. That doesn't mean that at all. It's just you are allowed to choose what you want to interact with and what you don't. I believe that the biggest thing that I've learned on social media is I have to understand the energy that I have and what I can and can't show up for. And that's okay for you to decide that. And I know that it can get tricky when this is our jobs. And like I said, I do believe it's been weighing heavy on a lot of people, that we kind of don't know what the right thing is to do, because there isn't a right thing to do. So you just have to show up in the way that you're comfortable. If you don't want to go through stories right now because you feel like it's not what you want to see right now, that's okay. You don't have to go through stories. You know what I mean? For the first couple days, I took time off of my news feed just because it, like, my energy wasn't in the place for it at that moment. So you decide what you're comfortable doing right now. And if you don't want to go through stories, you don't have to go through stories. You can just show up and add to your story, and post if you want to, and be there for your team and Messenger if like the news feed or the stories are not a healthy place for you right now, right? If you're somebody that needs to show up right now, and you know who's in front of my house. Hold on, Molly's about to bark. Give me 1 second. You know that big hat that Pharrell wears, like the big old tall one? There's a man outside my house with a hat on like that. Hold on. What's happening? Okay, I really think she's gonna bark. They're like across the street in the lot, touching the dirt. I don't know what's happening. If she starts barking, I'll mute this. But you have to show up in the way that you're comfortable right now. If you are on social media and you want to speak on things and you want to use your platform and you want to advocate for what you believe in, you want to support others, do that. If you are working through things at home and you aren't comfortable showing up on social media yet, and you want to, you know, pray behind the scenes and work through it with your family. Like I said in the video, you show up in the way that you need to right now. I support every single one of you. I stand with every single one of you. And like I said, I'm here if you need to talk or you just need help during this time. We all stand together through this, no matter what, the way that somebody wants to show up on social media and the way that somebody else doesn't. So use your social media in a way that you're comfortable using it right now. I don't know what the heck they're doing. So as you were interacting with stories right now, let's go on to growing our networks. You can use your explore feed, you can use the locations, you can use hashtags, whatever you want to use right now, and pick a number that you want to follow, whether it's 25, whether it's 15, however many people you want to follow right now. Let's do that. And then we'll move on from there. I also will add something about interactions and engagements that I think is really good. Obviously, this is not on everybody's responsibility. You don't have to spend more time doing this than you want to, but I do make sure that once a day I pop into our customer group and like respond to posts and stuff because a lot of our customers do use that page. And just like in any other group, when they post in it or share their shake recipe or they're sharing their before and after, I want to make sure that they're getting like so much love for just even interacting in that page. I love when people utilize it. So I'm in there a lot because I have to like approve the posts and stuff, but I think it's also good to pop in once a day and like comment on the post in the tribe experience or see if like you want to tag any of your customers in another post that was up. Like maybe they love a strawberry shake and you saw somebody else post a new strawberry shake recipe, something like that. I think it's just good to like get engagement in there and really utilize it. And if you're not in that page, make sure that you are. At people every day that don't know about it. So it is always under the announcements in the team page. So I make sure just to go in there once a day. And what I'm going to do this month for my customers, I'll talk about this and then I'll end it off because we kind of went through everything. So just make sure, like I said, to show up how you want to on social media for the rest of the day. If you want to post, if you're going to do a live, if you're going to talk about the sale, whatever way you want to. But what I'm going to do for my customers this month, I like to send out goodies at the beginning of the month for anybody that placed an order new or recurring the month before. I'm going to actually send them out samples of recharge if they haven't tried it yet, because you can honestly like stick those in an envelope and put a stamp on it. Like it's not going to cost you a ton of money to send out recharge patches. So I'm going to send out like a 3-day sample of recharge to my customers for free. And then obviously anybody that signs up with this sale, I'll give this quick tip too. What I do when people purchase like lower volume items or like they are buying just one product with the sale, let's say they're just trying Activate or they're just trying Balance, they're just doing a Pro Bar or the skincare. Hi, Molly. Send them out like a 1 or 2 day sample of the 3-step. Like send them out something that they haven't tried before. And that's how I create retention and I upsell for their next order because, they may just want to try Activate, but if they haven't tried the 3-step yet, they could love that. And then being able to try the 3-step with maybe their Activate midday, they could be like, oh, wow, I feel so much better on all that together. So that's kind of how I keep my customers in the loop. I can upsell orders and have them trying new products. I also, anytime I have somebody buy a 3-step, I normally send them a 1 or 2 day sample of a Plus Line product, or I send them a skincare sample because a lot of people like don't know we have skincare if you're not always talking about it. So I just always like to send out goodies to my customers. You guys know that. And especially during these times, if they're placing a low volume order right now for the sale and you automatically send them out like a 1 day sample of the 3-step, whatever you're comfortable, whatever you have in stock before the end of this month, they could even go in and place another order to help with volume even more because they could fall in love with more products. So yes, I love sending my customer stuff and it makes them so happy. Everybody loves getting stuff in the mail. So I'm going to end it off at this. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you guys have an incredible Friday. And I'll talk to y'all later.